What's up, guys? Seeing as college application season is almost here, I wanted to share some advice I have on one of the most frustrating parts of the college process, the essays. Not all colleges require essays, but a lot of them do, so I think it's an important topic to talk about. College application essays can be frustrating because usually the prompts are very vague and open-ended, so you're so overwhelmed by how many options you have. You're basically overwhelmed with the amount of directions you can take your essay in. Also, an applicant doesn't really have insight into the mind of an admissions officer, so it's hard to say what they're really looking for in an essay. Finally, I feel like writing personal essays isn't really a skill that's practiced a lot in high schools. So I feel like a lot of college applicants don't have a lot of experience writing college essays. A lot of people don't know how to write essays about themselves or just good essays in general. Application essay topics vary a lot between schools, but you'll probably find that most colleges have an essay that asks for students to explain why they're applying to the school and how they sort of fit into the school's culture, environment, curriculum. You'll probably find that most colleges have some essay that touches upon the idea of why the applicant is applying to the school and how they see themselves fitting in at the school. I know that Boston College definitely has an essay along those lines. So this is one of the most common essays, but it's also one of the most annoying. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to refer to this essay prompt as the Why X College prompt, with the X referring to, and you can just plug in any university or college for X. This question tripped me up when I was applying to college because you don't really know what that X college is like before you've been there. At the beginning of the college process, you don't really know a lot about the schools you're applying to. You haven't really experienced a college, especially if you haven't been able to visit the college. Most people don't really know a lot about the schools they're applying to. In this video, I'm going to be talking about strategies to approach the Why X College question, make your essay stronger, stand out, and demonstrate that you're a strong applicant. With all that being said, let's get into it. First, do research. One of the most common mistakes people make when writing the Why X College essay is they regurgitate a lot of the information that most people know about the school. Either they heard it on like a tour or they just took a quick look at the university's website. You don't want to write information that most people know. Admissions officers know their schools better than most people, so they don't want to be reminded of things they already know, especially not a surface level description of what their universities offer. So the first strategy for approaching the essays is to do as much research as you can on the schools you're applying to. Try to get as much detail as you can using the university website, talk to students, talk to professors. You can find students on LinkedIn, social media, Facebook, and most students will be open to talking about their universities and giving you more specific information and probably be able to answer your questions more precisely than the general website could. And when you're trying to find like details to do research on, I would just say to try to envision yourself at the university. Basically, what you would do if you were at the university. Some questions to think about: what classes you would take, what professors you would take, perhaps research opportunities. Are there any professors that you really want to take? What clubs you would join, what sports you would join. Are there special things about the student life culture that draw you in? Take notes and write down all of these things because all of this research can be things that you can reference in your essay. The more specific you can get, the better, because you'll be saying things that other students aren't saying and it'll make you stand out. The amount of detail you have in your essay, the amount of research you put into it, this shows the admissions officers that you did research into the school and you're interested in going there. And if you are interested in applying to a school, you should be doing research anyways. Number 2, sell yourself. This is another crucial point, not only in writing the Why X College essay, but also all your other college essays. Or just really when you're applying for anything. Your goal in writing these essays is to show the university that you would be an asset to the university, that you would provide something, that you would thrive if you were accepted. This could also mean how you would contribute to the university in academics, extracurriculars, postgraduate life, etc. You accomplish this goal by relating your application, your aspirations, your extracurriculars you did in high school, your classes, and you relate that information to the school you're applying to and showing how that combination would be a good fit. How you would use the resources at that school to help you achieve your goals, and show that you have a vision of what you want to do and how that specific school will help you achieve that vision. You definitely don't want to write an essay that just praises the school you're applying to and you fail to talk about yourself. The point of this essay is to show why you belong at this specific school and not just any other school. Be as specific as you can and relate it to the school you're applying to and why that specific school would be a good fit. The final point might be probably the most important point, and that's proofreading. One great tip for writing essays is to proofread it as much as you can. Your first draft of a college essay should not be your last draft of a college essay. Not only do you want yourself to keep revising it and proofreading it, but I would also recommend trying to get as many different people to proofread your essay, because they might notice mistakes that you didn't notice or have a different perspective that would be able to make your essay stronger. They don't just have to be your friends, they can be your teachers or just random people that are willing to read your essay. Also, it should be a given that you shouldn't have any grammatical errors in your essay, so proofreading is especially important to avoid this. A tip for specifically the YX college essay is to read your essay to someone, and they should be able to tell what school you're talking about or not be able to apply your essay to multiple different schools. If they are able to apply it to multiple different schools, then your essay is too broad and too vague and you need to be more specific. So proofreading is so important because grammatical mistakes almost completely kill your chances of getting into a school, because if an admissions officer notices you have grammatical mistakes, that shows that you didn't put enough care into your writing and you don't really care about going to the school. Also, the word count is so limited, so you want to be able to utilize every single word and make sure every sentence has significance and matters. Okay, so these were a few quick tips about writing the YX college essay. It's a frustrating essay to write at first because you don't really know a lot about the school. But if you do your research and put the work in, you'll have a great essay. Also, you should start these essays as soon as you can, even if it's just reading the prompts and beginning to think about what you're gonna write. These essays take a long time if you do it right. Earlier is always better, and don't make the same mistake I did and procrastinate so much on writing them. So I hope this advice helped. If you want me to look at your essays or if you have any college questions, leave it in the comments down below, or you can DM me on Instagram at Shan Rizwan. I respond to every DM, so find me on there. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, if you want to see more college essay videos. Also, subscribe, turn on the bell for post notifications to see my next video on Friday, and I'll see you guys next time.